Guys, we are starting our relationships and reproduction unit. And so I'm just going to skip around a lot because I don't have much time to get through this part. So relationships are connections that you have with other people that are based on respect and consideration. So if you can't say that the person or the people that you hang around with respect you and are considerate, they're not your friends, and you need to find better people. For relationships, like one of the terms that they have for the first feelings of attraction to another person is infatuation, or having a crush on someone. And so you get those butterflies in the stomach, and you get the clumsiness, and you get sweaty when you talk to them or about them, and you get this feel-good feeling when you are with them or talk to them that is caused by a hormone called dopamine and norepinephrine. It gives you a feeling of a high. Infatuation or a crush does not last forever, and sometimes people act on infatuation and a crush when they're deciding to maybe have sex, or other physical activities that sexual activities that they decide to partake in, or even marriage. I know people that have known each other for only a couple months and they end up married or end up having a baby right away. And those relationships have never or very rarely last. Because you don't know the person, and that relationship is not built on anything except for lust and that feeling of lust towards another person. So you want to be with each other for a while so that you get to know that person and you build a foundation. So you build a love and respect and consideration, and you find out about each other, and eventually that turns to real love. And not just a temporary crush. Okay. Let's see, where am I? One of the things that I really like to make sure we talk about, and we talked about it with drug use too, but that the adolescent brain is underdeveloped. And it develops from the back. So the back of your brain develops first, and then it develops, the last part is your frontal lobe. And so the parts of the brain that are controlled by the front, or the actions, are like your thinking region of the brain is in the front, your planning, your judgment. Those are all the last to develop. So teenagers can be more prone to peer pressure. They don't make the best decisions in general, and they're very emotional. And that is all because of development. It's just where you are in development. And so being able to make a decision as to whether you are mature or old enough to have sex, is just, your brain is not really ready to make those decisions for you, and have them be good decisions. So just be aware that there's a reason that people say to wait, and that you just don't notoriously have very good judgment as a teenager. And you want to do things that are going to keep you safe and to have the best life that you can have. Okay. And also having sex before you're ready, which is what we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about intercourse and abstinence and all that. When you have sex and you are not ready, it can actually cause mental health issues, because it can cause depression. It can cause different issues because it's almost like a loss that you're experiencing. So you've given yourself to somebody and then you break up, and breakups are typically difficult anyway, but when you add that part, the sex part to it, it can cause long-lasting issues. And also, if you think about guys and girls, like for girls, there's mean terms that women are called when they won't engage in sexual activity. Okay, they're prudes, they're whatever, cold, they're whatever. And then if they do have sex, even if it's just one person, they're whores, they're skanks, they're tramps, they're easy. Okay. And so there's always something negative towards women for sex or for not having sex. And then for men, there are some bad terms for guys who have sexual activity. There's some for men who won't, like a prude as well. But then, or gay or something like that, something stupid and totally disrespectful. And then for if they do, there are positive names that men can be called. I don't know that women would call them those things in a positive way, but I've heard kids say they're called players, F-boy, which I've heard is both a positive and negative, depending on who's saying it. We've had this discussion lots during class. It's hard to do it digitally. There's all sorts of things. So the point being is I would rather be called something because I'm following what I feel is right and what I'm ready for than giving into pressure for something that I'm not ready for and you're labeled regardless. So don't let people pressure you. Walk away. It's not worth it. It's not always easy though. So understand it takes, it's sometimes challenging to walk away from that stuff, but do what's best for you because you have to live with yourself forever. So you don't want to be one that's pressuring someone either. So when it comes to sex, so we're talking consent, meaning getting the okay from the other person to engage in some type of sexual activity. Whether oral sex, anal sex, vaginal sex, whatever the case may be, touching, whatever, you have to have clear consent, meaning they are 100% wanting to do it. You don't have to convince them. If you have to beg and convince and coerce someone to do it, that is forcing them. That is not consent. And that can get you in a lot of trouble legally as well. Okay. Sometimes these things happen where the person freezes up and they don't say no, but they're not getting, they're not excited about it. They're just freezing. That's a natural response to stress. Some people freeze. Okay. You do not want to be with someone who does not want to be with you. Okay. So it has to be a definite, excited yes, or walk away. Don't partake in that because it will get you in trouble. Abusive relationships. This is really, really important. Signs of an abusive relationship, whether it's getting into this relationship or you're in a relationship and you see these things, you need to get out. And you need to do it in a public way, not on your own with that person, because there's a chance they could be violent, they could hurt you and themselves. There have been cases over and over again where that's happened. So if they blame you for their problems, try to control your behavior, like how you dress, where you go, who you're with, criticize you frequently, like make fun of your appearance or intelligence or ability to make decisions, make you just feel like you're not intelligent, humiliate you in public, like make fun of you in front of other people, feels he or she owns you or has certain rights over you, threatens you or makes you afraid of him or her. If you are afraid of your significant other, there is some type of abuse there. It is not okay. You need to get out of that situation because all this stuff that I'm saying, it escalates and it gets worse. It does. You don't make someone better because you're with them and say, oh, I'm going to fix them. No, this type of behavior, unless they see a professional, will continue to get worse until it gets dangerous. It's not your job to fix somebody. It's their job to fix themselves and get help. You need to exit that situation. Isolates you from your friends and family, meaning keeps you away. And then jealous of friends and family, possibly unfaithful and around the opposite sex, angers easily. Okay. Get out and take care of yourself.